All right, welcome back, everyone. This is Shadow Drake. So I guess let's just resume. So this is going to be a coding heavy episode because I want to get through the storm before I walk back to base. So let's see if I can get this done. Okay, so last time I briefly mentioned that I needed to kind of get like a good functioning program going. So I need to create a step register for how this all works, hopefully fit it within 126 lines and have it make sense. So here's the thing. Some things that I wanted to say. So the base command, that's going to tell it to do specific things. So 0 would be to go idle. 1 would be to, in this case, should be extend, extend the ums. And once that's done, it's going to wait until I get a 0-2, which is to load the rocket. And I think that's all I expect to do. So, okay, so I'm at idle. So I need a 1. Step 1 would be to extend ums. Step 2 would be to off. This is basically the offloading is happening. Basically, I'm waiting for the rocket to offload. Then once that happens, step 3 will be to load ores. Step 4 will be to retract ums. Step 5 will be to ready to lunch. Ready to go. There we go. And then I'll go back. So really there's only 5 main steps that I need for my rocket. So let's see. BEQ.
Storm incoming.
Let's see. BEQZ step. This is idle. BEQ step 1. This is going to be what I do. Umbilical? No. Extend. I don't know. What's a good way to call it? Attach? Extend? Link up? It really doesn't matter, but this I struggle with naming things. I really do. Put J end here. You know what? Let's just extend umbilicals. BEQ step 2. That'll be offloading. BEQ step 3. That'll be loading. BEQ step 4.
Storm
Retracting.
incoming.
BEQ step 5. Launch. Me. J end. So now I need the idle, J end, extend, J end, offloading, J end, loading, J end. I forgot the colon. There we go. Retracting, J end, launch me, J end. So in a sense, I got everything I need for the rockets, and I still got quite a bit of stuff. So let's just delete this stuff. So this, that basically follows roughly the same thing that I want. And I already got this squared away. So my operating mode, the step has to be between 15 and 8, and I believe I got that in there.
Storm incoming.
Yeah, it's right there. Comms, I got it in there. Load my comms. Extract comms, base comms, that's what I want. And then in comms, I insert the quantity, and then I insert the step at the very end. Yep, okay, so it's all already there. So I'm gonna put some stuff for that here. So 8 through 15 step value. 16 to 32.
5.
Now there's a 5. I believe this is gonna be a windstorm. This is a silo quantity. 0 to 7. That will be command from base. Bye-bye. Alright, so we got that. So this is what my base command will be. So when I read base command in idle, it should BNE base command go to end. Otherwise move to step 1 and then just start helping me. I need to see what the current step is. 4. Wait. Hold on. It's already in step 1? Oh, because I gotta initialize it. No, 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 no. There we go. Set base command. Okay. Let's reset it. Okay, so it's in step 0. Now, let's say base command gives me a 1. Leave step alone. Goes to 1. Okay, perfect.
3.
3. Okay, that seems to work. Just to make sure that I am actually getting what I'm saying, I am going to do this. So that way it doesn't go to 0. It is resetting back to 0. It should stay at 0 just to confirm that I am getting a 1 from the base command. Yep, it stays at 0. If I brought some consoles here, this probably would have been easy because I probably could have brought an extra IC for the consoles. Okay. So with that, okay. Now, what am I doing pausing that? Move open will be 0. Let's get this back to 0. Get down. Okay. So all of that retracted. That's what I want. Oh, it's actually warming up in this space. The good thing is I'm going to store all of this back into that insulated stuff once I'm done, so that way it doesn't get any hotter. Okay. Now, at extend. Oh. Yeah. Want to set umbilical open to 0. Move S open to 0. Okay. Got it. I want to make sure that umbilical open and silo open are both at 0 because I do not want anything to be happening with those by default in case I have to overwrite the whole thing. Now I have to be extremely careful about how I do this manipulating of stuff because the worst thing that I could do is that I start messing with the script and I send like a faulty command here and then suddenly things go crazy. And I don't want things to go crazy. Okay, so
1.
now I move open 1. I need the umbilicals to extend. Now I do need a small timer, so let's do an alias timer tickmer timer R9. We're gonna move timer 0. Actually, I don't know that I need to do the timer. To be honest, I don't need to do a timer because I could do move 1 sleep 5. You know, give it a 5-second sleep. The problem with this is that it won't be updating during that 5 seconds, which is okay. Move step 2, 2, J end. What I am interested in seeing is currently I'm giving it a 1. I can barely not see the umbilicals, but I should be able to see them open. Yeah. Uh, this is Shadow Drake saying I should be able to see the umbilicals open. Yeah. This is why I didn't want to go during that storm. Oh, I should see the umbilicals open. Can confirm umbilicals have indeed opened. Alright, Shadow Drake has confirmed. Umbilicals have indeed opened. Okay, so what that means now, I am able to go to step 2. Now I want to give it 5 seconds because I want to make sure that those umbilicals are open before the rocket offloads stuff. 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go, step 2. Alright, so now it is at the offloading step. Now this is where I need to wait for base command to actually... This is where I need base command to give it another code. So in the offloading step, it's going to be another one like idle. BNE base command to go to end. Otherwise move to step 3. And the reason we're going to do that is because once it's step 3, that's where I'm going to be doing my silo stuff. And I still got plenty of line space. So now I'm going to go on ahead and change my command to write a 2. This is where second script would have been easier because I'm basically doing some manipulations. These 3 lines are going to get deleted, to be honest. I don't need them. This is me manipulating the communications while I'm literally over here. So we're at 2. There it goes. All right, we're at 3. Okay, so we're at 2. Now we're at 3. Now this is where things are going to get a little bit more interesting. This is where I'm going to need some silo work, and I need to drink some water. That's food. I'm going to need to bring this cardboard box of water bottles back or something. Alright. This is where the loading is going to be a little bit more tricky. I need to load the rockets. So what I need to do is load to R0. Would I be needing it R0 for anything? That's the quantity that goes in there, that goes in there, and we're extracting to R1. Why am I extracting R1? Oh, because I'm trying to... I don't need this. This is me testing the count. I don't need that. So I do R0 to get the quantity. So the good news is I already have quantity as R0 and I'm not doing anything, so I don't need that. So R0 should be the quantity. And I think what I am going to do is... No, I can't do that. I wanted to do R0 is the quantity, but that's a problem because I was thinking of offloading the rockets, you know, pulling open the lever only when, shoot. Okay, silo. SDB silo. How do I reset the memory? There's a way, yeah, clear memory, you write a 1 and I believe you write a 2. Will set itself back to 0 when action. Okay, so I need a very simple command to clear the memory. So probably what I want to do here is also clear set silo clear memory 1. The reason I want to do that is because I want the silo to have a completely cleared memory. Because I'm going to load to R0 from silo, and this is going to be the export count. The reason I need the export count is because I want to probably only send enough stuff out for the export count to go down. So now the thing I gotta check though is I believe when I send a clear memory, it is going to also clear the import count. But the only way to see that is with the configuration tablet. So let's go make sure that the import count is whatever. So the import count should be 25, yep. When I send a clear memory, that import count should go down to 0. I can't believe there's 25 in there now. Okay, so let's do that. Alright, so we're going to send a clear memory, and we're going to get this back to state 1. Yep, back to step 1. Okay. Back outside we go. No, 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 no! No! Oh no! No, 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 no! I lost my tablet. Oh no. Oh no. Tablet, come back! Tablet, you're there! Oh. Import count is 0, yes. My poor tablet. Can I fix this thing? Can I fix it with duct tape? Can I fix you with anything? No. No, my tablet is damaged. Okay. Okay. Memory has been cleared. So now we need to load... Wait, where are you at? 3. Okay, so let me just go on ahead and get you to extend offloading. Let's get you to step 2. Give me some time to kind of work with it. All right. The reason I need to load the export count is because I am going to move sopen 1. If export count is less than 200, we're going to end. Step 4. In this case, I don't want to do 200. I'm just gonna do 2 because I want to see it go to step 4. You know, I am trying to see everything, and that's why I'm telling this to go to step 2, because in the step 2, that's the offload, and the offloading does not send the clear memory. The clear memory happens on extend. So it's going to go to offload. It's going to see, oh, hey, I should offload now. It's going to go to step 3. I'm going to load the silo export. Now I'm going to open the silo, and I'm going to wait until the export count is greater than 2, and then we'll go to step 4. And then the first thing I want to do in step 4 is move sopen 0. Now, I expect a little bit of extra stuff to come out, and that's fine. Oh, perfect. I can see again. But I expect the export count to either be 2 or 3. So... Oh no. What happened? Dang nabbit. Well... I did something wrong. I know what I did wrong. I did this. This right here. Okay, hold on. Hold on. but it went to step 4. Okay. Okay. Something should have happened. My export count should be a little bit higher than 4. And now that the storm is done, yeah, export count is 4. Now this extended up to the loading, but I can't tell what's in there. But if I were to pull the lever, I should get 4 out, right? Oh, no, I'm not, because those are 0. Oh no, those are 0. Yeah, those are 0. They won't, nothing will come out. Dang it. Okay. Things. Okay.
Hunger caution.
I can't believe I am using the mouse to kind of. It sounded like 5 things went. Okay. And then just to add those back, I'll just add all these weird little things that I am doing. Okay. It sounded like there were 5 in there. Hold on. Oh, there were only 4. Yep, look, there's only 4. Awesome. How in the world? Okay. Uh, okay. I am making a pause because remember how I said I wish I had console so I can see what the heck is going on? Psst. I wish I had console so that I can see what's going on. Ah. Just sometimes I just feel like I need a drink. And the sad thing is I don't, I don't really drink alcoholic beverages, so it's like ugh, it's not gonna help. Just no. Sometimes things are much easier when you make things easier for yourself. So what does this have? It's got the outpost, the setting, the silo, and then nothing else. So we're just gonna name this con silo quantity, on current step, con base command. This is debugging stuff. On silo quantity, con current step, con base command. Now that the storm is over, I'm just gonna go ahead here. So let's see. I don't need that. Current step was 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Base command. And you know what? I'm gonna kind of break my own thing and just set D3 setting R0 up here. Just because. I wouldn't normally do that. Hold on. And then we're just going to set this back to 1. Step 1. Set it back to step 1, get it through. I wanted to clear the memory. I want to tell the umbilicals to open. Okay. Bicycle. Oh, right. All right, so I believe 2 came out. So let's get my helmet back on. 2 should have come out. Base is warming up. I mean, the hobo shack is warming up. So 2 should have come out. Maybe 3. Export count of 3. That's fine. Okay, so that works. So now what I am going to do is to give it the true number. So 200. From offloading. When it is less than 200, we stop. So basically, wait until 200 ores were exported out. And I'm going to have a sleep 4, no, sleep 2 to give the silo some time. Give the silo some time to close. That way the extra dirty ores can get through. And then we are going to move. What is it called? Open. Open 0. And we're going to do a sleep 2 because that should be enough. And then we're going to do a move step 5 J end. It's going to be basically a very simple, hey, tell the silo to close. Give it some time for the last ore to get through, 2 seconds. Tell the umbilicals to close, that way I don't lose the dirty ore. Give it some time. You know what? Give it 3 seconds of closing. Give it 1 second of the umbilicals going 0. And then move to step 5. And then launch me. It will be a BNEZ. Base command. Go to end, move step 0. That's really all that it is. So silo open 0, umbilical open 0, move to step 5. And I'm gonna keep these consoles just for the sheer sake of the fact that it makes troubleshooting easier. Okay, so when I set this, it's gonna go step 1. We're gonna give it a fake offload, and then it's not gonna fully finish offloading until it gets 200. And we don't have enough stuff for 200, so that's, it's not gonna make it. Okay, that should do it. Yeah, we have 28. I have 28 things in there already. That's not bad. And it won't end at 5 just yet. See? Now it's draining, it's depleting. Alright, so my rocket is now filling. I need to have the auto shut off probably, and have some kind of like engine control in the rocket itself, so that when I give it destinations, it's going to go do the correct thing. Because one of the biggest issues I may have is that if I leave auto shut off, we're gonna run into the issue where I had with where those cargoes are off. Because I gotta load 200 stuff in, so I gotta have that open so that it loads to the small one, and then that needs to be open so that it loads to the next one. That needs to be open to load to the final one. So all of that needs you know needs to be active. Okay, so what I'm going to do is comment out this and comment this out, because this is manipulations. So it's going to keep my script stuck in this current step, and it should stay at 5 no matter what. Okay. Now that that is done. Oh, I'm hungry. Going ahead and eat my cereal bar. Drink my water. I got 3 water bottles. Still can't believe I damaged my advanced tablet. You know how hard it is going to be for me to replace that? Pretty hard, actually. That's not really going to help it pressurize faster, to be honest. I still can't believe I forgot the gas sensor. Like, how could I forget the gas sensor? Like, one of the most important things for this thing, Like, come on. Can't believe I forgot the gas sensor. Carrying config. The problem is you won't be able to do anything because of the lack of gas sensor. So, yeah. Have you off for the time being. Okay. Alright, so this place is no longer breathable. I'm going to go ahead and turn stuff off that doesn't need to be on. You go on my welder. And I think I'm actually ready to go back to base. I think what this is going to keep things going, and it should basically keep exporting stuff into the rockets. And when it hits, I did tell it, I completely forgot to check to see if it'll actually yeah, step 4 is retracting text. I forgot to check that, but I should be fairly confident, I should be fairly confident in that. Shut that down. Alright, so how much is exported? Only 3. So I still got another 170 things to go. And that's fine. Probably by the time this is... How do I get the angle grinder? So probably by the time I have probably the combustion centrifuge and a landing mount set up, I'll be able to come back and probably fool with that some more. Why is the doors? Why is the door on one side but not the other? Huh. This has actually been a very interesting mini outpost over here. So one of the things I need to bring back is a bunch of chutes because I didn't get everything. I need to have a chute out here for loading the miners. I realized that my sound was pretty low. Yay! I realized that my sound was actually pretty low, so yeah, I wasn't able to really hear much of anything. I need the network analyzer. One of the things I was concerned about is how much power is actually being used up here. Ooh, 3.18 kilowatts of power. So that's actually kind of big. So when I have that on, it's 3.2. I just realized I never actually set up this thing, the sorter box. But the thing is, I want to add the packer with cardboard boxes, but I need some stuff to test. So time to make it back to my base. But before I do that, I want to check one last time to see exactly how much the outposts give. Okay, so this pylon gives 4.72 kilowatts, so that's good. That means that even if this is high, this should keep the base run, the outpost running. So let's go back up there. So what I need to do for my base is I actually do need to program the companion chip that gives that one commands. So I need to program the companion chip so that I can kind of automate sending the rocket that way. But at the dirtiest end, I should just program the ability to send commands, like say, hey, give it a 0 for go to idle, or give it a 1 for you need to begin loading. No, you need to, what was 1? Yeah, 1 means extend the umbilicals and begin loading the rocket. Okay, so my potential is 3.99 kilowatts over here. I'm sending 3.48, so 3.99. Okay, so that means from the base I'm getting, yeah, 4 kilowatts from the next pylon, and I'm only sending 3.5. Okay, so now I need to check on that pylon, make sure that that one isn't overdrafting. So 3.5 kilowatts is basically what I can afford right now, but if any one of these are short, then the biggest problem I would have is eventually that would run out of power. Because, even if that one is at 3, if it's at 3.3 kilowatts of power coming from the base, pylon 1, there we go. If that one's at 3.3, then I don't want to put myself in a situation where I will actually deplete that. I have to figure out something about reducing that extra 100 watts of power. Now, since I'm not planning to live there, that's why I didn't want to run any atmospherics, because let's just be honest, even running an AC 355 watts of power, that's already getting close to pushing me over the edge. And I don't want to do that. I want that outpost to be self-contained, that single chip managing everything. Oh, you know what I should have done? I forgot to turn off the consoles. Whatever. The consoles will be good for debugging. There's my base. Okay. Ah, see? This is sending 3.79, yet I'm only getting 3.65. Yeah. See, this is a power imbalance right there. I am actually slowly draining this. I'm not seeing a problem yet. So let's see. Now I'm getting 3.65. Was that really about 200 watts? That was 200 watts. 3 consoles are 50 each, so that's 150. Yeah. Okay. See, that's what I'm talking about. I need to go back and turn off those 3 consoles. Yeah, because that's going down. Okay. Let's go back and turn off those 3 consoles. Every little bit of power. Yeah. See, that's what I was talking about. I was very slowly draining one pylon's batteries. Because once that pylon drained, then eventually the outpost, one of two things would have happened. Either the beacon that told me where that pylon is would have gone out and will be perpetually out, but the outpost will still thrive, or the outpost will barely run out of power because I'm overdrafting over here, and then of course that will go out too. I didn't realize how tight that was. Speaking of which, transmitter. A logic transmitter. That uses 50 watts. I realized that I have an extra logic transmitter there that isn't doing anything because I wanted to do like a two-way communications type thing. There we go. Alright, so that's 3.18. If I were to move this. Okay. It's 3.13. Shut these off. That should fix it up. 2.98. Okay. Before I leave that, I need to go and am I using that anywhere? The only time I was using that was when I was doing this. So now, okay. All right, my power potential went down to 2.98 and it was like 3.13. So technically I dropped to 200 watts. That 200 watts should hopefully make enough of a difference for the whole thing to charge. The other thing that I was thinking of is, what is a loader? Loader is 50 watts. So I'm still another 50 watts that I'm down, that I need to go and fix up on. Oof. Back to pylon 1. Scaling a mountain. Plus, I want to check on my base. One of the things that I'm concerned about my base is that now that my outpost is on, that's basically 3 kilowatts of constant power draw. And then plus the 200 here. So yeah, you see it's 3.28 kilowatts of power draw. Because this thing is 200, right? Wait, how much is a beacon? 300. Oh, 300 watts? Dang. Okay. So it's almost 3 kilowatts plus 300. That's 600. Dang, that's 600 kil. Yeah, 3.6 kilowatts. So my base is actually going to get to a point where it's going to run out of power. And honestly, probably the best thing for me to do is actually, surprisingly enough, maybe add an extra solar panel or two. Um, and that's because now I'm heading to the Vulcan summer, which means that now I probably should get the the extra 750 watts from solar. It's gonna help to offset the loss from this the deep miner outpost. Like again, when I started this, I did not want to do solar because the infrastructure I would need to run my entire base, it would take me more materials than what the solar will help me to do. But now that I'm at the point where I have a bunch of dirty ores and I will start to have essentially infinite resources. Now is a good time for me to start shoring up my power deficit. Because after all, I think I'm running out of 4 solars, 1 wind turbine, 3 Stirlings from nighttime gas capture, and 4 Stirlings from the H2 combustor steam cooling. So I do have a lot of power. It's actually interesting to know that all my power needs are being met by that. But now is a good time for me to kind of like make sure that I really don't run a deficit. All right, so that's 3.6, 3.65. All right, so I do have. Okay, so yeah, I am getting some power back. That's good. Configuration. Yeah, you see that my charge is increasing. That's what I wanted to make sure. All right, now that that's happening, I can go back to my base. The outpost is going to be chugging along and creating stuff. So now I need to focus on getting my combustion centrifuges up because I am going to use combustion centrifuges up. And then start deciding about how I'm going to probably separate my resources. I mean, it's only iron, copper, silicon, gold, and silver. But I might as well start thinking about maybe extra silos and actually doing a full on ore separation thing so that I can start storing my ores. I mean, the only good thing about having all of the iron, all of the silicon means that I'm not going to be hurting for iron or silicon anymore. I can use those for trading to make money. In fact, I'm pretty sure that there's a trader that's being held hostage right now at my pad that is waiting for ores. Ores that I'm not going to have done and processed for a while. And yeah, I probably need to go get some more stuff for steel, for literally everything else. Oh, that doesn't sound good. When did something start? Oh wait, that's this. That's not a problem. Yeah, this is just heavy. Ah, that's actually pretty good. I wonder if that's enough. All right, let's see where I'm at. 30.8 Celsius, 8 megapascals. What's my volatiles at? Temperature slowly climbing. Okay, so it looks like again. Why? There's something over here. Okay, something is happening over here. I must be releasing enough hot something that this is getting damaged. I don't understand. Okay. This is gonna look stupid, I know, but if it's heat damage, it probably is heat damage, thinking about it. Is this getting damaged? No, it hasn't gotten damaged anymore since that. Okay. Oh wow, everything is just ready. Oh, the other thing I need to do is actually finish setting this up. So this is going to be my composter. Ooh, I have 235 liters of water. And so what I need to do is start running chutes. Yeah, running chutes to be able to compost and get nitrogen and volatiles. And the reason I want to do that is because I do need some volatiles to go in here, but I also want to start making liquid, whatchamacallit, liquid volatiles and liquid oxygen, because that will help make the rocket so much more fuel efficient. Alright, so this is back to not... I got to -70. That's not great. Okay. That should start cooling things down. That's... more. One more. There we go. That should balance it out. Is there anything else that's getting randomly damaged? How much power am I gaining? Yeah, 2.68 kilowatts, and yet I am spending 6.35 kilowatts. Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. I need to get a little bit more solar because I'm gonna need that. I have 4 solar panels. The best one is making 700. So if I can make another 2 heavies, that gives me a little bit extra leeway as far as power management for daytime goes. Because I do have 3 Sterlings that should, and plus the water capture, that should give me a lot at night. Especially if for some reason these 2 weren't on. Alright, so what am I going to do for planning? The planning stage. Okay, so that is kind of not in a great spot. I will admit that. I need to build a real world phase change cooler so that I can move a lot of energy from this tank to that tank, and then I can build a better cryo cooling setup that takes me from this to making liquid nitrogen, because I do need to make some liquid nitrogen. Now, I did want to do a real world setup, but I think I might as well just go on ahead and do what my cryo cooling tutorial thing, that I posted a while back, and just get some liquid nitrogen. I'm not I'm scatterbrained, so I completely forgot, but I'm gonna basically try to make sure that I don't use the trader for anything other than the rare items trader, the genetics trader, and buying seeds and eggs. Yeah, that's not bad. I was thinking about it, a storm did happen, so that should be that probably did get fully charged. Why was it 26 kilowatts for a while? Okay, so 7.46 kilowatts when all of this is active. Interesting. Oh, does that still... Hold on. Do batteries still discharge even when off? Will I be able to read that data? Oh, it still discharges. Huh. I didn't know that. I always thought that when they were off, they don't discharge. I never knew that. Okay. Now I know. Alright. Let's get this here. Let's offload my supplies, because this is a mess. Alright, so I do need to go back to that outpost and basically finish the shooting. So I might as well just, grab some supplies here and there, go back and finish shooting and other stuff. Alrighty. Oh, my plants. Oh, the clean shower. Oh. Oh, give me that green. Oh wow, I was really dirty. Alright. That does not look like it scanned more. It really did not look like it was scanning. I would have expected more from that. Oh, I need air is out of batteries. Okay. So that actually needs to come down. Okay, so what do I have here? So cargo, medium exit. I'm at 40. I didn't put the quantities? Yeah, okay, I'm at 44. I cannot believe I didn't put the quantities. So this is actually why I had 2 batteries. That way I could manage it properly. Okay. Alright, I need land, I need air. No, the logic isn't working well. Okay. I gotta manually land this thing. That's fine. Okay. That's fine. I'm okay with landing things manually. Alright. So... For manual land... Oh, it took over. Oh, sweet. Perfect. I was actually kind of concerned that it wasn't going to take over. Alright. Blue star. Alright, so I have plenty of stuff. Alright. As I basically just make a pile of potatoes and a pile of, Oh, let's eat some cake. Get my, 4-star food quality back up. Okay. So, thankfully, pumpkins are one of those things that are perennial. Oh, I get 3 pumpkins? Perfect. Alright, I got pumpkins. Yeah, I really don't care. I love how also how pumpkins poke out of the refrigerator. Is this rocket close? Very close. There it comes. Perfect. Perfect landing. Okay. I think I'll wait to pick the cocoa. So we got tomato seeds, got tomatoes. Alright. So this is where we're gonna cut off for the time being. So what I am going to do is I have to touch up the base a little bit. I'm gonna leave the deep miner station running because it should be self-automated, and I'll be checking on my rocket periodically so that I can yeah, I'm gonna be checking my rocket periodically for the cargo transporter just to see where I am with how filled it is, because it's gonna take a while before it gets filled up. And so uh when we return, I think what I'm going to do is try to get the compost set up because I need to start making some more I need nitrogen. So I think what I'm going to do is get the compost set up. Then I'll have to work on the cryocooler so that I can get this thing operational so that I can heal myself and stop being damaged. Um, and then after that, I'll start working on the combustion centrifuge. So yeah, thank you for your time. I will resume the outpost coding, but I don't really have the ability to finish that up just yet until that outpost is more done. So I'll see you when we return. Thank you and have a good day. Bye bye.